Hi everyone, and welcome back to this week's documentary. So today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. We're going to be looking into parasocial relationships and how those are connected and related to psychopaths and psychopathic traits. Now, I'm no expert on such things, but I did bring a guest here today who knows a thing or two about parasocial relationships. All right, everyone, thank you so much for being with me, and here we will introduce our guest speaker. Hi. So can you please introduce yourself for us?
Yes. Hi, I'm Minna, and I'm so excited to be here.
Now, Minna, I'm sure everyone knows about what my research question is, but can you please tell us a little bit more about what you were doing on your podcast?
Yeah, sure. So my podcast is about parasocial relationships. And specifically, my research question was, why are some parasocial relationships beneficial and others harmful?
Now, Minna, to get a little bit more on the background of this, your first question is, what exactly is a parasocial relationship?
A parasocial relationship is a one-sided connection between a person and a media figure, like a celebrity or a fictional character.
Now, is there any common factors between psychopaths or those with psychopathic traits and those dealing with parasocial relationships?
To be honest, I don't think there are very many, and I'll tell you why. Parasocial relationships are connections that are usually formed by people who are lonely and insecure. There's a certain level of delusion that you have to form a more intense PSR, like an intense personal relationship, or a borderline pathological one. That just isn't something I think you'd see in a psychopath, who are people characterized by their high levels of intelligence. But I think you will see things like a warped view of themselves, a lack of reciprocated empathy, or a lack of awareness of others' feelings.
That's really interesting. Now, next question for you is that are psychopaths more likely to be on the receiving end or the giving end in parasocial relationships?
The receiving end, definitely. So most parasocial relationships are formed by people who are lonely and insecure. And psychopaths, again, they don't have that. They're more prideful. They're less empathetic. So they're more likely to try and form parasocial relationships with others through a mimic sense of care.
Now, if they are on the receiving end of parasocial relationships, what exactly are psychopaths gaining from this?
There are lots of benefits for people who are on the receiving end of a parasocial relationship, like a more influence. It does influence your buying choices, and that's something that one of my partners, Elizabeth, has been researching. They also lead to they inspire loyalty, something that I do think psychopaths enjoy since they're so prideful.
That's really cool. So psychopaths can definitely harness this ability and use it for themselves in parasocial relationships?
Yes, absolutely.
Is there any negative aspects to a psychopath being on the receiving end of a parasocial relationship?
Well, obviously, there are things that you don't want psychopaths to have, and that is control over other people. Because since psychopaths don't have empathy, it's very easy to get into a cycle where you're constantly giving and giving, and the psychopath will never return any sort of your affections in any way. How YouTubers and stuff, they make merch for their fans.
Yeah.
They go to events and signings. But a lot of that is just because they really care. But in psychopaths, they don't. They do it exclusively for the economic aspect.
Yeah. Now, my final question for you is, to those in a parasocial relationship that might be dealing with a psychopath, is there any tips for the person who's dealing with that?
Yeah, and this is something that I have discovered, and I do believe that one of the things that really helps you stay out of a possible parasocial relationship is talking to people. You just need to be more social, put yourself out there, talk to your friends, confide in them. You don't have to deal with a parasocial relationship just because you feel like it's the only way you can express yourself.
Well, thank you so much, Minna, for being on our documentary today, and thank you, viewers, for watching this. I hope you enjoyed today's episode with our guest speaker, Minna, and I hope you will join us for next week when we are going to be interviewing an expert witness on psychopaths. So yeah, thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Bye!